Welcome back to Awful Stories. It's Matt here, and make sure to drop a like and subscribe to not miss your daily fix on Reddit stories. Let's jump into our first post in the relationship advice subreddit. The post is titled, I just found out that I'm a mistress of 4 years. How do I tell her? I've been in a relationship with this man for 4 years. My family, my friends, and I use him as the standard when we talk about good men on a regular basis. We met each other's friends and family. We travel together. And yesterday, I found an anniversary card to his wife that said, I'll love you until the end of time. Your husband. Holy shit. I've been snooping since then to figure out who I've wrapped my life around for the last 4 years, and I don't understand the concept of a long distance marriage, but that seems to be the case. There's so much, and I'm unsure how to process it or how to proceed. His wife is listed as the owner of his business, and potentially, I might be connecting dots or making assumptions based on what I found, leaving her job, where she's had so much success and is so loved. I'm so uncomfortable with the idea of initiating communication with her, but she deserves to know because she could be destroying her life for a man who didn't just cheat physically, but carried on an entire relationship. She deserves so much better, but I'm nervous she'll direct her anger toward me. I know I have to do it anyway, and if she's mad, she's mad. I don't know how I'd react. Getting your heart broken is so hard. I just know I won't be able to stop worrying about her if I don't tell her. So I guess I'm just hoping for advice on the approach. It'll hurt no matter what, but I'd like to do this with as much compassion as possible. I feel like a piece of shit. I'd never date a married man knowingly. I genuinely thought I knew him and could trust him. I thought I was done with all the nonsense. And he's married. He actually got married after we met, but this post is long enough. OP just got hit with the most brutal kind of plot twist. The perfect man she built her life around is a husband playing two lives and smiling through it like it's nothing. 4 years of reality just got nuked by one anniversary card. He stole her ability to consent to the relationship by hiding something that huge. And now there's a whole wife in the background potentially rearranging her entire future for this clown. The second story for today takes place in the AITA subreddit, titled AITA for not going to my twin's wedding. I, 24M, have an identical twin. We're not close, but I thought we had basic mutual respect. That belief was tested. I grew up in a traditional southern town and only began coming out in college about 5 years ago. It's been slow, especially with family, but since moving to Washington, D.C. in 2023 for school and work, I felt more comfortable living authentically. After moving, I met my boyfriend, 26M, and we've been together for 2 years. Over time, I introduced him to friends and family when I felt safe. Cut to November 20th, 24. I was home for the holidays and told my twin and his fiance about my boyfriend. They seemed happy for me. While staying with them, wedding details came up, and they asked if I'd be bringing a date. I said yes, my boyfriend. My twin had gone to bed, but his fiance said, while there are pros and cons, it's up to you if you want to bring him. That felt like a green light. My twin constantly deferred to her on decisions, so I didn't think I needed to double check. 5 months passed. My boyfriend and I had spent $1,300 on travel, flights, hotel, everything. 3 weeks before the wedding, I mentioned on a call with my brother that we were all set. His tone shifted. Oh, is your boyfriend actually coming? I reminded him of the conversation with his fiance. He said she never gave me permission and accused me of making it up. Then he said, we can't allow your boyfriend to come. We're worried how dad's side will react. I offered to call dad on the spot. He dodged, saying he'd check with his fiance, despite just saying it was his decision. An hour later, nothing had changed. I was still invited, but alone. I was still expected to buy a matching suit for groomsmen, even though I wasn't in the party, and show up smiling. That's when I snapped. I asked, if I didn't invite your fiance to my wedding, would you still come? He couldn't answer, and ended the call after some harsh words. Trying to make things right, I came out to my dad, which I had feared for years, to explain the situation. He was surprisingly indifferent, and even said uninviting my boyfriend was extreme. He offered to talk to extended family. I thought I was removing the main obstacle. Weeks later, my twin called again. He now claimed our friends would be weirded out, so the excuse shifted. I said, if my boyfriend isn't invited, I'm not coming. He didn't budge. Here's the kicker. Days later, my dad told me the fiance admitted she did give me permission, but changed her mind when she remembered who would be there. She denied this to my twin. Also, one of her bridesmaids is openly gay and brought her girlfriend, but according to the fiance, she's not part of the family, so it's different. So I didn't go. I'm still wondering if I made the wrong call. My absence was noticed. I got texts asking where I was. My mom had to explain it repeatedly, so instead of avoiding attention, my absence became the story. My relationship with my twin is dead, and some family ties now feel fragile. Part of me wonders, should I have just sucked it up and gone solo to preserve the bonds that shaped my early life? Nope, Dragon said. You came out to your dad, got gaslighted by your twin, got lied to by the fiance, and still tried to make peace. You did more than enough. They chose drama, not you. To this forward, Giraffe said, As a man in my early 60s who happens to be gay and have a gay twin, I know that sometimes we have to make hard choices when it comes to our energy and peace of mind. You went out of your way to support your twin brother, and he responded with excuses and disrespect. You don't have to make any decisions right now about your relationship with him, but I can tell you that it won't improve. I cut my twin out of my life years ago and have no regrets. This third and final story takes us to the True Off My Chest subreddit, titled, I Ghosted My Best Friend of 22 Years. About a month ago, my best friend, we're both 28F, made a confession. Since then, I've had no contact with her. No one in our circle knows why. Her boyfriend has been reaching out to me on her behalf, as has her sister. I haven't said much, except that we're no longer friends and I don't want any contact with her. I truly have no one to unload this to, so I'm unloading it here because it's been weighing heavily on my heart. I'm not sure if anyone in real life would even believe me if I told them, since my ex best friend presents herself as kind, inclusive, caring, and trustworthy. Up until she made her confession, that's exactly how I viewed her too. I'm going to refer to my ex best friend as Leah, not her real name, moving forward. This all started when we were 14, over a decade ago. Her mom was engaged to a man Leah didn't like. He was strict, controlling, and tried to parent her. Then Leah accused him of touching her inappropriately. I don't remember all the details from back then, but I do remember Leah being pulled out of school for the rest of the year and detectives interviewing me about anything I might have witnessed, since I had spent the night at her house several times. From what I was told later, the case went to trial, and the man was found guilty of third-degree sexual assault and sentenced to prison time. Fast forward to last month. Leah and I got together to do some holiday shopping. We hung out at my apartment afterward and had some drinks. She seemed really down, which I noticed throughout the day. I asked her about it a few times, but she kept saying it was nothing. After a few drinks and reminiscing about our childhood, she eventually confessed that 14 years ago, she had lied about her mom's fiance assaulting her. She said she hated him because he was strict and controlling. He gave her rules, enforced them, made her do chores, and tried to parent her when he wasn't her biological dad. She didn't want her mom to marry him and knew the only way to stop the wedding was to accuse him of something unforgivable. When the trial came, she cried on the stand and said that made her more believable to the jury than her mom's fiance. Since then, Leah has felt extreme guilt over what she did. She struggled with recurring depression over the years and said it stems from this lie. No one else knows. Her therapist and her boyfriend believe her depression comes from being assaulted as a minor. I don't know what to think. It happened so long ago. I tried to understand Leah and rationalize her actions because she was 14 at the time. Surely she didn't fully grasp the consequences. But in the end, I just felt sad and disgusted. She stole a man's freedom. She weaponized an experience that real victims endure. I couldn't be friends with her anymore. So I stopped responding and didn't tell anyone why. Now all of our friends and family think I'm a terrible person. Honestly, I don't even care. I'm grieving the loss of 22 years of friendship and the life of a man who served time for a crime he didn't commit. TJJ said, the man's name should be cleared and she is a POS. To this, Sable said, yes. If she's truly remorseful, she should dedicate every free moment to clearing his name, which, honestly, almost never fully happens. I worked with a woman whose brother-in-law was in prison for the same thing. When the stepdaughter's guilt got the best of her, she and her mother began trying to get him released. Even though the young woman admitted she had lied, the last I heard, the man was still in prison. Tragic. You lose your freedom, income, reputation, so much.